It's morning. Morning, guys. I've got a busy day ahead, so I'm not sure when I can get on. So I thought I'd pop on now and just I've got half an hour before everyone comes down. God, I'm not awake yet. I'm half asleep. So we have a cup of tea. Got other tea. Tea, no sugar. Okay. So it's chilling in Canada and it's choline morning. So do you know what? I really wanted to come on last night and it wasn't going to happen. It was not going to happen. Every room in the house, including this one, was lively and busy. We'd been to the beach all day, so it was not going to happen. So I thought what we would do, I did promise I was going to read this Scientology thing. My wife's just messaging me. Just messaged my wife. I wanted to read the Scientology thing. Also, you guys have sent me a few things. I wanted to just go over a few of the things that you've sent me. I still need to sort of wake up. I'm like, whew, not awake yet. Hi, Teresa. So, I've had quite a few messages. Let's have a look. Just looking at some of your messages. You know, we have like an ongoing chat. One of them was Sue. I think Graceland will lose money if she is buried. There's also a risk of Elvis fans doing damage to it. Just a thought. But all we can do is wait and see. So you guys with your feelings on Priscilla being buried at Graceland, it's like, it's so obvious that all of the all of the Elvis fans are not happy about it. I'd be interested to know how the Priscilla fans feel about it, what their views are. So then we've got, it's like listening to the way you guys chat to each other. So what's this? Let's read this one. So obviously me doing the video saying that we have to be careful how we do our videos, how our comments come across, and not being hateful. That's had a reaction, but I knew it would because it's a tough one, isn't it? It's because people want to say how they feel, but then you have Facebook and YouTube have the power to stop us. So it's trying to get that balance. Yeah, Colleen, definitely. Hi, Lorna. So I'll read this comment. In my observation, I think she is stirring things, knowing there are people that will be unhappy about it. You know, if Riley wants to comply with what Lisa and Elvis would have wanted and tell her no way, the twins might want to side with their grandma. So this is just causing all kinds of trouble. She has a son. She needs to think about being buried next to. She walks away from all of this to find herself. Okay, understandable. Her decision, but even basically said no when she wanted to come back from Mike Stone. And that was when he was alive. My opinion is it is just wrong to go against those who are not here to physically say no and defend their position, except only on paper. It's a no. Anyway, my opinion respectfully. So I think that says it all. I think that was from Tonna. Tonna, did you say Tonna or Tonya? Morning, Jane. Morning, Teresa. I think, let's have a look, Sue. I think Cohen, I really believe they will suffer with money and if she's buried there. Well, Sue, I agree. I don't think it will do any good for Graceland, Priscilla being buried there. And I was going to read a few more of your comments. It sure isn't. Let's have a look. Right, it's not up to Scylla. Will be, unfortunately, we will see what happens. Right, here we go. I would respect Lisa if she wanted Prissy buried there. No evidence that Lisa wanted that. The fact that Prissy drug her heels in after Lisa died, not a sign to me. Yeah, and I think when you say dug her heels in after she died, I think, do you mean she dug her heels in and carried on promoting the film Priscilla, Sofia Coppola's film? And then Natalie says that is true. And then Natalie says it's not up to Scylla. Scylla will be, unfortunately, we will see what happens. And then you say, no, it sure isn't. I know, this is Tonya. I know that they want the people to still come, but I think it will take away from the business. But Elvis and Lisa are the ones who made Graceland. It's all really unfortunate. I believe if she had been invited and welcomed instead of asking, then I am totally different. I would never request something like that with my ex and his family and his home. I find that odd. But that's just me. That's Tonya. Again, more views on Priscilla being buried at Graceland. I agree. Financially, it would be a mistake. I think it would be a mistake, and it's going to upset a lot of people. But we know, if you're a Priscilla fan, and nothing against Priscilla fans, you'd like it. Do you agree, guys? Do you think Priscilla fans would like to see Priscilla buried there? What do you think, guys? Oh, nice to have a cup of tea in the morning, isn't it? Let's have a look. I'm going to keep reading back here because I find these comments quite interesting. Right, if she was married to Elvis when he died and didn't have so many men after the split, I don't think people would have a problem with her being buried there. This is Tina. Right, let me just think about that comment. If she was married to Elvis when he died. Yeah, if the relationship had gone well, there was no unfaithfulness, she had been a good wife, yeah, everyone would have been, but we could say that about this book. If the fairy tales, the romantic side of the book, was completely correct, we'd see it differently, but we know that it's not correct. We know that there was a very complex underlying story. Let's keep going. So, Tonya, I would agree that Lisa did not want her there, and I'm sure Riley knows that. Lisa felt betrayed too many times. Lisa said many times that she felt safe with her father and never said that pertaining to her mother. Well, going on the research I've done and the information you guys have sent me, they definitely fell out many times, had years of not talking. It was an extremely rocky friendship, relationship, mother-daughter. I will say, in fairness, if you go back to the 90s and you look at the early interviews, maybe even noughties, they did seem to get on really well in the earlier years. I think I'm going to get it up and show you. It's obvious that I think that once the Barry Siegel situation happened, so the lawsuit with Barry Siegel, I think a massive rift then. I think that was around 2015. I think probably that's the main time, in my opinion, that Lisa really started to see something's not right here, business-wise, with Priscilla. I think Lisa started to smell a bit of a rat. I think there was money decisions being made, big money decisions being made on behalf of Graceland and Elvis Presley Enterprises, that there was a rift, definitely. You know, even if we jump forward to the Priscilla film, it's obvious they weren't talking, really. And then you see that Jerry Schilling brings Lisa Marie to the Golden Globe Awards, speaks volumes. And we know that when she was 11 or 12, she's quite a rebellious child. And we feel as fans, hi Tracy, we feel as fans, yeah, but a coffee. I haven't made mine yet, Tracy. I'm going to have my tea, and then I'm going to make me coffee. I'm not awake yet. I'm half asleep. I'm like, ugh. But I was determined to do a video this morning because I couldn't do one last night. So yeah, we feel as fans that things were very wrong between Lisa and Priscilla. I thought what I'd do, I thought I'd play a couple of videos of Lisa and Priscilla in an interview, and we'll just chat about it. And I have been thinking lately, I want to do more Priscilla stuff. I do. I'm not Lisa Marie stuff. We don't do enough about Lisa Marie, I don't think. So 3:30 a.m. here. Well, it is 8:33 a.m. here. Let's see what comes up, guys. Let's find something. Let's see what comes up. I've been watching stuff. All last night when I went to bed, I was watching stuff. Right, here we go.
In all the years of interviewing people who are famous,
I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to go and make a coffee. So I'll just get my camera. I'll just be a second. Okay, right, I'm going to put this on, guys. I'm going to make a coffee. I'm going to take this off. I'm too hot. So we have to move my books. We just drop my books on the floor, put this here. I'm going to get this here, set myself up. Then I'll go make a coffee. Who else have we got here? So we've got, hello. I have to go and get my granddaughters at 5 a.m, so I'm going to be up early. Helen, it is 8:34 a.m. in the UK. Hi, Helen. Right, let's just...
I have to say that the interview with Lisa Marie Presley was one of the most interesting I've ever had. I just really sat down with her.
Right, let's just...
thinking, all right, let's find a way in and find out who's there. Who's there inside the picture, the facade.
Let's get it as close as we can. Right, let's go make a coffee.
I can honestly say I interview a lot of celebrities, but I am not fascinated by celebrities. I am fascinated by your life. And for the truth of the matter is, I never call up people or ask them to never. I mean, I have people who book people and they call people, and over the years, if somebody says they don't want to do the show, fine with me. You don't have to do it. But when you guys were on the cover of Vogue, wrote a letter to Lisa Marie and Priscilla and asking would they agree to come on and talk about their lives, because I do think it's really fascinating, because everybody knows I grew up poor, not even poor, po. I grew up. So what's fascinating to me is before you even know who you are, the world has an idea of who you should be. Right. And how does that affect your growing up? You know, thankfully, that hasn't been that difficult, thanks to my parents, thanks to my mother as well. She was very adamant on having me raised as normal as possible, and I don't feel like I was that exposed or had the eye on me so much when I was growing up, thank God. Woo! Yeah. I could see from the beginning she was a little guarded, and in order to penetrate somebody's guardedness, I always then talk about myself. I always find that's my root in, is to relate to something that's happened to me, to let them know that I've also been in the same position, or to make a connection in some way. That's my root in. And there was a moment when I could see that she knew that there was just a tickle where we connected, and she was then willing to give it up. I could feel that happened, and that's why the hour disappeared, and it was just like two people sitting right here in my own living room talking. Yes. What has been for you, who's been written about since before you're born, the most hurtful and untrue? I mean, they've gone from that I tried to kill myself to that I'm 800 pounds to, you know, what really pissed me off was this last run. Don't you love it when, wait, let's talk about pounds. You know, don't you love it when, okay, so you've gained some weight, and then they just would like come up with a number that is just so ridiculous. You want to say, would you just get the number right? Which you're not right. Exactly. No, I know you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, honestly, okay, I'm 5'2". I put like 10, 15 pounds on. I'm 180 pounds. At one point, they actually took my car out of a photo and made my dress and my face as big as the car. And it was on the cover. And I was sitting there going, how can you actually doctor this and get away with this? Yeah. So that, you were saying something really pissed you off. That pissed me off. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm all pissed off and I forgot why. No, we were talking about most hurtful. So the weight stuff, was that really the most? You know, it wasn't so much the weight thing, because they love that. They're so honed in on that right now. It's sick and pathetic, and I hate it. And weight and marriage. That's all they care about. And cellulite. They care about that too. Yeah. You've been married, 3 times? Yes. And have gone on the record as saying that... here we go. Here we go. We're going there. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, we're going there. That marriage to Michael Jackson, that your marriage was for real? Yes. And that you were in love with him? Yes. All of that is true? Yes. And looking back on that experience, what do you say to yourself when you look at that period in your life? Holy Mother of God. I'm sorry. No, that's a good start. Yeah. Holy Mother of God. I love honesty. I love it. And so Michael Jackson is calling, and your first impression was? My first impression was that he went very much out of his way to disillusion me or deprogram me of any previous ideas I might have had of him. At that time, you know, the way that he did that looped me into, oh my God, you poor misunderstood soul. And I have a very soft sort of help thing with people, and I became friends with him. And I was still very vulnerable, I have to say. I'd been married and had a baby by the time I was 21 and hadn't really been out there much and didn't know a whole hell of a lot. Mm-hmm. And fell into something in this naive way of, like, I want to save your soul, I want to help you. And I'm already kind of, you know, enamored and sort of snowed already in my own mind. I'm already like, he's already pulled me in by making me feel like I'm the one he talks to. Yeah. How do you get from that to I do? Nice. From there to I do. I mean, I do. How do you get from anywhere to I do? Sometimes, you know, and for whatever reason in my life, I had to go through that. You said you loved him. Yes. Do you think he loved you? Wow. Yeah. Thank you. God, it's hard for me to answer that question. I don't know the answer to that. To be honest with you. Think that he loved you as much as he could? Yes. That, yes. As much as he was capable of loving somebody and all that, yes. Do you think he used you? Oprah? Miss Oprah. This seat is hot, let me tell you. All of the signs point to yes on that. Can't answer for him. So at some point you woke up and you said what? Just enough. You know, I just had enough. And so what did that teach you? That encounter, that experience with Michael Jackson? God, so much. Because it took me a good 2 years to come out of that. You know, and I mean physically, mentally, I really had to... I went through a lot to remove myself out of that. And
I'm back.
From doing that, I probably learned a lot about being naive and stupid. And my help, you know, my urge to help people, which is huge, which is why I admire you so much. Thank you. On that. You're like Mama Moses. Mama Moses, okay. Let's move on to Nicolas Cage. Okay, you're married to Nicolas for 108 days. Right. How is it you date for 2 years? You date for 2 years. Was it volatile during the 2 years? Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. But even though it's volatile, you say, I do. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you think that was a person that you were going to grow old with? No. Okay. You didn't. No, you know, that was one of those. When you marry, are you marrying for, you know, people like, oh, I want to sit on the porch with you. And all this. I didn't think like that when I got married. You did.
I just quickly pause that. Sorry, I missed it, but I've got my coffee. Guys, we got to have a butter coffee. Let's get it in view of the camera. Butter coffee, guys. Stops you feeling hungry all day. So we're going to have a bit of a Lisa Marie Presley morning. I'm just trying to wake up. Ooh, I need to wake up. Right. So, Tracy, I've just been reading through the legal settlement documents with Riley reached with Priscilla. It seems to me that Priscilla was paying herself $900,000 per year from 2016 to 2023 without doing any work. We've done a few live streams on this. So yeah, we'll dig it all back up. And we'll go through it again. I think these kind of documents, we have to go through them more than once. You know, the Barry Siegel stuff, it's just atrocious, to be honest with you. You know, I've done a few videos on the Barry Siegel situation, which, you know, there's, how can I say it? It's very probable, just an opinion, that Priscilla was very involved in that situation, and that Lisa Marie was quite unaware of stuff that went on with Barry Siegel, which is why she served a lawsuit on him. So it's not good, guys. It's not good. She had her father's humor. What a lovely lady. Yeah, she's adorable to watch. Adorable. Let's have a look. Let's make sure we've got everyone else. Okay. The question I was going to ask you guys, because I heard it as I walked in the room. What did you think of Nicolas Cage as her partner, her boyfriend? You know, what do you think of that relationship? What do you think of Nicolas Cage as a person? Because I've always been quite a fan of Nicolas Cage. I've always loved his films. I've always loved his personality. He's been around, hasn't he? He makes endless amount of movies, doesn't he? Going way back to the 70s, I think. So what do you think, guys? What do you think? You tell me. Yeah, I heard that he was a big Elvis fan. Nick used her because he was a huge Elvis fan. Lisa is just beautiful. Let's have a look. So, guys, when it comes to Nicolas Cage, when you say he used her, are we talking for money or for fame or just to get close to Elvis? What do you have in mind? Yes, it is a can of worms. Tracy, it is a can of worms. But you're on about the Nicolas Cage thing? I'm going to be honest. I don't know anything about them. All I know, didn't he move to England for a while and live in Bath City? Right. So Teresa, Nicolas Cage, to get that closeness to Elvis, to be in the Elvis world, and I'm just trying to remember a few things. Did they get back together at least 2 times? They split up, got back together, split. Is that true? And then the other question I ask is, who was she dating before Nicolas Cage? Before Nicolas Cage, was that Mike? Was it before or after Michael Jackson? I'm learning from you guys. Wow, I love a coffee. Come on, guys, butter coffee. I've even put a bit of cream in this one. I've been a bit naughty, Tracy. Have a look. Nicolas Cage is a humongous fan of Elvis. Always has been. I believed he used Lisa to tie his name to Elvis's legacy and gain access to Graceland. He is one of the few that had access to his bedroom. Wow. See, I didn't know any of this. After Michael Jackson. Colleen, was it straight after Michael Jackson? Lisa should have stayed with Danny Q. Now, I know that Danny Q was very popular. We know that she was living with him. We've read that after Benjamin passed, God rest his soul, that he was there for her. And didn't he move in with her? Is that right? Or did she move? No, she moved into Danny's house. Or did they rent a new house? I do remember reading that Lisa Marie couldn't go back to the house that Benjamin died in. So the house that Danny and Lisa Marie were living in just before she passed away, was it one they bought, they rented? Was it Danny's house? I'm sure the exact timeline, but it wasn't long after Michael. Okay, thank you. Sorry, going into work now. But I'll see you later, Helen. Watch us on the replay. Watch us on the playback. Thanks for joining us this morning. I like Nicolas Cage, but they were toxic together. Lisa should never have left Danny Q. And we know that Lisa has many times insinuated that breaking up with Danny was a mistake. She's definitely has said being with Michael Jackson was a mistake. Lisa was just like her dad, always trying to find that one loving, trusting relationship. So many of their partners were just using them for the dubious reasons. Do you know what? I've read a few things about Scientology, and that part of the reason that Lisa Marie moved to England for that short period was to do with Scientology. Is this true? They had a massive. Do Scientology have a massive head office in the UK? Could you answer me that, guys? Do any of you know if that's true? Because I don't know if that's true. Do any of you know what year? Actually, we could look it up. Do any of you know what year Lisa Marie moved to England? I don't think it was for long. So Colleen says he does believe that Michael did love her. When he passed, he still had her picture on the nightstand beside his bed. I didn't know that. Again, I'm not going to lie. I don't know anything about Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie's relationship. Nothing. It's not something I've put time into. I will do one day. So with Cage, Cage's new business venture comes after publicly having issues over the years with his own personal alcohol use. So with Cage's new business venture, I don't know about this. Chilling in Canada. So Nicolas Cage had a business venture, is that correct? And it says Bourbon. Enlighten me. Let's have a look. So I'm learning from you guys with my coffee. So it's going to be a noisy house today because there's some visitors. So I'm going to try and do this live stream this morning. And then I was thinking what I could do is take my laptop into my camper van. And I was going to do a live stream in the camper van. I thought that would be interesting. I like the thought of it. Lisa moved to England between 2010 and 2016. Her home was 16 miles from the Scientology Centre. Thanks, Tracy. But was she... So when did... I'm just asking you guys, you fans, because you know better than I do. So when do you think Lisa Marie officially, I'm out of it, I'm nothing to do with Scientology? And this... And I've got a clip that I'm going to read out to you guys as well, if I've got enough time. I was going to play the last bit of this interview, and then we'll get that clip up. Let's have a look. So, Mid-Sussex hosts British Scientology headquarters at St Hill Manor. That's interesting. Yeah, in the camper. We'll be static. We'll be static. I just thought, because obviously I've got kids. It's hard. Like last night, I was gutted because I really wanted to do a live stream last night, and I just felt there was nowhere in the house that I could go. I'd spent the whole day with the kids on the beach, and I just felt a bit. So then, when I woke up today, I thought quickly do it in the morning before everyone wakes up. And then I thought, the house is going to be full of kids today. So I thought, where can I do it? In the camper van. Because the camper van is like a little home. And I get internet connection there. So the other thing is the kids, the dogs are back now. So I got the dogs barking as well. So it's a juggling act. Juggling. Right, let's play... Hi, Rosemary. Morning to you. Let's play the rest of this little interview.
I was caught up in some whirlwindy sort of, romantic idea at the time. Thank you. Okay, good. Thank you. Is it true that there was just a fight? They're not a fight, but a disagreement, argument, or whatever. And he said, okay, I'm going to get a divorce. And then he did. Mm-hmm. That is true. Yes. But so how did you feel about that? I was upset. Anyway. It was like, even though there was an audience of people, I don't remember a commercial break. Did we take one? And I've never had an hour fly by so quickly. I was genuinely interested and fascinated by what she had to say, because I think she's a person who has grown up in what is the closest to royalty that we have in this country. There is so much you haven't heard today. All of you.
Okay, so I agree that Lisa Marie is fascinating. She, like Elvis, when she's on the screen, you can't take your eyes off her. Every mannerism, the look in her eyes, the way she smiles, just her facial features, just something about her hair, the way she holds herself, how she answers questions. She's fascinating. She's fascinating. Right, we have an entrance coming in. Hello.
Dad, Ari is coming to our house today.
I know. Do you want to come say hello?
I won't go.
Well, you have to go find it. You want to say hello to everyone?
I'll go on TV.
Why have you got a sore throat? I'm gonna put something on here. I'm gonna put something on here, sort him out, and then we're gonna come back. Let's have a look.
No, I don't want to talk.
No. You don't want to talk now? Okay, that's right. Do you want me to help you?
I consider myself.
I'll just put this on here.
I think probably more of a writer, songwriter than a singer so much, but because I've always loved poetry and writing since really small. Music inspires me to write. So it's not like I sit around and think about something. I kind of just let the music inspire whatever with me. I don't write things down. I have to remember that line. I wish I was like that, but I just sort of make myself sit and do it when it's time. I think there's expectations from everyone, and all I can do is do what I do and, hope that people like it. Otherwise, thank you. If I thought about that, I don't think I could actually do it. Really, I just want them to be really good at it, whatever they're going to do, and take it very seriously, and don't, be very professional and do it right, and get really behind it, and, just do it well, because there's going to be a lot up against them. I never heard her sing. She's very shy, kept it to herself. Later on, she would say she, would sing in her room or the bathroom or something. So when I did, obviously, I was very, very relieved. She had a great voice and that she could sing, and it was in her blood, literally in her blood.
All right, I'm back.
Elvis is passed. People are going to forget about.
Right, I missed all that. So I topped up my coffee. Woohoo! Come on, we've got to have a coffee. Let's just read your comments. So one of Lisa's good friends was sexually abused by Danny Masterson. Scientology covered it up, and Lisa was furious. That triggered her to start to leave. Right, very interesting story. Because I would like to know the timeline of why Lisa left. Then we've got Nicolas Cage. This is chilling in Canada. Nicolas Cage launches own bourbon in passion project move. The Hollywood actor has trademarked his name for the new booze brand. Bourbon. Bourbon. Is that whiskey? Is bourbon whiskey in America? Actor has trademarked his name for the new booze brand. Nick is a whiskey and bourbon man and is branching out into that. I didn't know that. One of his films I liked, I think it was called The Family Guy. Is it The Family Guy? That was one of my favorite films. She definitely has her dad's charisma. 100%. There's just something about, she has that, what do you guys call it? X factor. She has that thing that mesmerizes you. She does. She's always had it. Do you agree, guys? She's always had it. Let's have a look. Lisa Marie was an honest, genuine lady like her dad, and she had the full package. She was always gracious to be in the interviews. You could tell if she didn't like a question. I agree with that. Rosemary, I agree with that. Sometimes you see her in interviews, sometimes with with Priscilla, and she's got a face on her. She doesn't want to be there. Hi everyone, sorry I'm late. I was listening to Elvis. So this is Sherry audio interview. I just couldn't turn him off. Do you know, it's funny. I woke up this morning. I put my earphones on. I was listening to an interview of Elvis in 1956. I was listening to him being interviewed. Oh, where was it? Let me just try and remember. There was a story to it. Yes, they ransacked or attacked the stage. And so Elvis had to. Elvis was asked to calm them down on the microphone, and it just got so hectic. They were 20, maybe I think there was 25,000 people at this concert. This is in the 50s, yeah. And eventually, Elvis had to be taken away for his own safety because the fans had invaded the stage, and then this thing I was watching, listening to on my earphones. Then they interviewed him. Then they played the interview that they did just before he went on stage. So really interesting. Went on for quite a while. It was about, the interview was 20 minutes long, but the video clip was about an hour long. That's what I was listening to when I woke up this morning. But anyway, Cage is an interesting character. He also remembered his cousin in Sofia Coppola. Oh yeah, his cousin is Sofia Coppola, and I had read that. Who directed the latest Priscilla film? Coincidence? Hi, Shuri. Yes, more interesting than us. Lisa is beautiful, just her beautiful father, and Lisa, everything beautiful like her. She is. She is. And I think now that she's passed, God rest her soul, how can I say it? She's even more intriguing. You're even more fascinated with her, which, you know, obviously we don't want her. We wish she didn't pass. We miss her so much. I really wish that she was around. But I just think she's become even more of how can I say it? I think fascinating is the word. Even more fascinating. People really want to learn about Lisa and learn about her life and see her in these vintage interviews, and people like can't take their eyes off her. I really believe that. Right, so let's carry on playing this. I'll play this just. I do like the little clips, guys. It breaks up the monotony of me just reading things off. I am going to try and read that Scientology thing in a minute. Let's watch a bit more.
In a couple of years, why do this, right? Thanks to all of you, you proved them wrong, and we did it together. So thank you so much. Thank you.
It's been storm and grace. You know, it's been highs and lows of your feelings. What's different about this year, do you think? Are you amazed that we're here? See your daughter going into the family business, because you've acted, you've been in show business, but you know, Lisa grew up in your family.
She used to, and this is before really she knew, you know, her dad was all this. No, I was just saying thank you. I love being here. I love being with you guys.
Yeah, you know.
She was out late last night, I gotta tell you. She's very complimentary today. I'm wondering there's still alcohol in her system. She's been so nice and bubbly and giving me compliments.
Hey, your head just exploded. I'm not getting completely comfortable with it. I don't want the people with me get comfortable with it. And I remind them that it's a new crowd out there. It's a new audience.
It's
They have a sense of
so that's the end of that. I was just interested to know if it says what year that was. All right, 2012, I think. Oh no, was it? Yes, 2012. I don't recognise the YouTube channel. MIJJLMFP. Anyway, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna dig up this Scientology thing, and just a few people sent it to me. All right, so Melissa just sent me a 12-second clip. Don't really know, guys, but Melissa sent me that. Hi, Melissa. All right, she slowed it down so it's easier. And then she says, what does it sound like Elvis is saying here? My friend sent me this. Melissa, are you awake? Let me just tell her we're live. Melissa, are you there? Let's have a look. So Diana is at work. Hi, Diana. She's at work. Catch you later. Okay, let's find this Scientology thing. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for that. I couldn't hear what that little clip was saying. Obviously, it starts off saying, I miss you. I couldn't understand the last bit. What do you think it said, Melissa? Right, let's read this Scientology thing out, because I've been telling you guys I'm going to read it for about 5 days. Okay, let's find that. Right, here we go. Is that the one? Yes, right. So this is the one I keep saying I'm going to read out. Lisa Marie Presley on Scientology. Has she left the building? So this, I think this was in 2013. Alana Nash, I think. It says, in this never-before-seen interview, Lisa Marie Presley appears to describe her defection. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's check your messages. Yeah, hi, Melissa, for joining. Normally you're asleep, Melissa. Me and Melissa do have a bit of a laugh. I do tease her because I just want you guys to know Melissa is a adoring fan of Linda Thompson. Let's wait for her to respond. Melissa, you love Linda Thompson, yeah? I need to let everyone know. I'm teasing her. Let's just see. She just... All right. Okay. Thanks, Melissa. So I'm teasing. She, Melissa, who's a great subscriber of our channel, has strong opinions about Linda Thompson. She thinks there's another side to Linda Thompson. There's more to the story when it comes to Linda Thompson. And I won't go too much into it because we do Linda Thompson live streams, and we'll do more. I think there's two sides to the coin. I see a really good side to Linda Thompson, but I also understand what Melissa is trying to say. Melissa has given me loads of quite good reasons that complicates the story between Elvis and Linda. Quite genuine reasons. So it's quite an interesting topic. She did send me. Do you guys are aware of the picture? Melissa sent me this. So there was a picture here. And are you aware of this? That Linda Thompson had said that she was in this picture in this car, but in the end it was a mistake and she had to retract it. So if you look in the background here, Linda Thompson said that was her, but it worked out that it couldn't be her because it was taken in 1970, I think. So no one knows 100% who it is. It could be Priscilla. I mean, looking at it now, it doesn't look like Priscilla to me. Definitely not. So, are any of you aware of this? That Linda Thompson had sort of boasted about being in that car with Elvis. She wrote, "I spy myself in the back seat." Do any of you know about this? It wasn't a mistake. She knew that wasn't her. All right, Melissa, you actually think she knew it? Right. Okay. Fair enough. So Colleen, Tracy, I caught her in a lie too. Colleen, what lie did you catch her in? Let's have a look. Okay, so Sean has mentioned it as well. Okay. on tenderly loving Elvis. She deleted it because she couldn't take the heat. She knew she didn't know him. And so, okay. Let's just have, I'll just show you the picture again. And thanks, Melissa, for sending me that. So there's more to the story with Linda Thompson. There's more to it. And just quickly, before I read out the Scientology thing, Elaine messaged me last night. Let me just try and find it. Elaine had managed to get a comment from Ginger Alden. And Elaine had been asking, let me see if I can find her message. Elaine, are you on this morning? Probably not. I think Elaine's in London at the moment. Let's just see if I can see her comment. I have a feeling she messaged me on Instagram. Let's just have a look. And she had asked Ginger Alden about the lien, the deed of trust, the charge that was placed on the Graceland building. I'm trying to find it. Elaine, are you on this morning? Let's see if I can find it, guys. It's not coming up. Here we go. Hang on. Right, Elaine. So Ginger has replied to my post. Please see what she has said. I'm still in London. I'm back tomorrow. So then the post was, let me just show you it, guys. So Ginger Alden. Right, so did Priscilla try to steal Graceland away from Elvis before his death? And then it says, so then Ginger Alden replies and says, I was with Elvis at the time and did not know about the lien, which seems to have been placed shortly after he was ill and in hospital. I have pieced together a great deal since he passed. Yeah? So this is I'll put it here, guys, so you can zoom into it. So this is Elaine, our subscriber. Elaine, she knows her stuff. She knows her stuff, Elaine. She's done a hell of a lot of research and had managed to get through to Ginger Alden. So she's basically saying to Ginger Alden, did you know about the charge, the lien, the deed of trust, all of that situation to do with the second divorce settlement? So I think she was surprised to get a reply. So thanks, Elaine. We'll watch this space and see what else comes of it. Because it does seem to me like Ginger Alden, when she was with Elvis, didn't really know that this was happening behind the scenes with the second divorce settlement. And obviously, you guys know that I have a real problem with that second divorce settlement. I think it was very cruel, very greedy, very cruel. It breaks my heart when I think about it because it happened in 77, just before he passed. And even her reply here, she's saying Elvis was in hospital whilst this was going on. So, guys, gets to me here. When he was chronically unwell, you have Priscilla demanding this money, this lien, this charge, and then you also have the Memphis Mafia releasing the tell-all book, Elvis, What Happened? So it's a very cruel time for Elvis in 77. It sounds to me like it was around March, April time. Not good. Anyway, let's read this Scientology thing. I will just check your comments first. Some are speculations that it was Barbara Lee he was dating in 1970. Well, Tracy, it doesn't look like Priscilla. That doesn't look like Priscilla. Colleen, talking about Mindy, she talked about her being in Kempo and that's what she and Elvis had in common. Then in another interview, she said that Elvis got her into Kempo and he got her the teacher, Kempo, right, Kempo. Okay, remember, I know nothing about Kempo. What is Kempo? So it's Jiu-Jitsu, yeah? Okay, that makes sense. Jiu-Jitsu. What's the difference between Kempo and karate? Both Kempo and karate emphasize striking techniques such as punching, kicks, as well as blocks and throws. However, Kempo also includes joint locks, grappling techniques, which are not typically found in karate. In addition, Kempo training often incorporates weapons training such as bow, staff, and nushkaku. Right. Okay. I'll read your comments, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to read out that Scientology thing. Melissa, Joe Esposito, and a girl said it was Priscilla. If you look close, you can see Lisa's head on Priscilla and Priscilla's hand in the other head. Priscilla's mum is sitting next to Priscilla. Okay, let's have a look. I must have terrible eyesight because I don't see any of that. But let's go back. Let's go back to the picture. Right. Is it just me? I just don't think it looks like Priscilla. I really don't. I would, if I was going to guess, I'd say it looks like Mindy, but who knows? Who knows, guys? Age. So Rosalie agreed, coding same. Some are same as right. So a form of cry. So I read in interviews, Mindy, she doesn't come off like Linda and Priscilla to me. So just, one passing comment on Linda is that as just like many of Elvis's girlfriends, they have spent their life making a living off the fact that they were once girlfriend to Elvis. They have done that. So that's always going to be a little, how can I say it? I want to say it nicely. That's always going to be a problem for me. So, because look at Ginger Alden. Now, I think I was talking about this to Melissa. Ginger Alden made a film in the 70s, not long after Elvis died, I think around 79, that was loosely based on Elvis. Do any of you know about this? Do any of you know about this film? She looks stunning in it. She looks beautiful, Ginger Alden. So even Ginger Alden, after Elvis passed, was making money from the fact that she was Elvis's ex-girlfriend. But then I think things changed with Ginger Alden. She settled down, had her own family, and then went very quiet for many decades. So it's a difficult one, guys. It's a difficult one because so many people have always made money from Elvis. So what are your opinions on that? And do any of you know the film? It might have been Melissa that told me about the film. Melissa, was it you that told me about the film? Linda acts like they never broke up, and that is the difference, just like Priscilla does. Yeah, they do that. I do, because obviously many of the fans really fell in love with the relationship that Elvis had with Linda after, I think Linda was the first serious girlfriend Elvis had after Priscilla. I think he did have other girlfriends, didn't he? But Linda was the first serious one. They were together for a year every day. And then she makes it very clear that for 3.5 years, it was quite rocky because Elvis clearly had other girlfriends. She does speak very highly of him, and if you look at Linda's old interviews that are in the early 80s, I think, she's very heartfelt. But it's a complicated story. Right. Linda, let's have a look. if you get Melissa, I posted a prank on Shauna's channel stating that woman is me. I wasn't around yet. So it was me. I am Spartacus. I love that film. But I get your point, Tracy. Not fair to Elvis, and Anne Margaret was not like any of them. Is better than all of them. She never made money off Elvis. Teresa, that is true. That is true. But she did write one book, didn't she? She did write one book. So Linda wouldn't leave. That's why she was there so long. I wasn't even going to mention Linda tonight, but here we are. Go ahead, Melissa. Go ahead. Now, was it Melissa that said to me that Elvis bought Linda or let Linda rent his a house or something, or even maybe bought her a house so that he could get Linda to move out of Graceland? Is that true? Melissa, is that true? Random video. Why do people have to lie about the truth? Elvis Presley and make me feel so sad. What about you? It's hard to get to the truth. It's hard to get to the truth. And the thing I've noticed, guys, is we have to be careful, because this is why I made these videos last night or yesterday, saying, you know, we have to come across in a respectful way, otherwise we get in trouble, you know. And YouTube and Facebook they have a problem with us if we're not careful. So this was the point of my videos that I made yesterday. So was it yesterday or was it? I'm getting confused now. But we're trying to say this is what we're trying to do as Team Elvis. We're trying to say what we got to say our opinions, talk about our research, show our documents sometimes, without being shut down. So it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. So don't take it the wrong way, guys. I'm trying to do things in a way where we're okay. Team Elvis. Right. Okay. Right. Let's read this document. Otherwise, we're never going to read it. I was actually going to read this quite a while ago. So it's the Scientology document. It's not, I'll be honest with you, it's not one of my favorite subjects, Scientology, but I do think we have to address it. I think you guys have got very strong views. I'm not sure what it's going to say. I haven't read it. I just skimmed through a little bit of it. Was it yesterday? Yeah. It's a tough one, guys, because I know it upsets a few people, but I'm doing a bit of balancing. I'm getting there. On February the 1st, Lisa Marie Presley turned 45. So it gives you an idea of the timeline. A significant milestone for several reasons. One, Elvis' only legitimate offspring has managed to live 3 years longer than her poor doomed daddy. 2, she has finally found her musical niche. Her much lauded 2012 Americana release, Storm and Grace, is the album of her career. And 3 in middle age. Presley appears to have broken with Church of Scientology, of which she was once most devoted. And I've seen videos, guys, where she is very devoted, very devoted. So, this puts us at odds, because in one breath we know that we feel that it did a lot of damage to her and to Benjamin. We feel that it was cruel that she went into Scientology, that Priscilla was cruel putting her in there. But in the next breath, she's devoted and gave part of her life to it. So it's a tough one, isn't it, guys? The Church of Scientology has taken a beating in recent weeks, particularly with the publication of 2 new books. Pulitzer Prize winner Lawrence Wright's investigative. So then it lists a load of books by Jenna Miscavige Hill, whose uncle David Miscavige is a leader of the church. In years past, Presley has been a vocal mainstay of Scientology celebrity roster, along with Tom Cruise, John Travolta, and Kirstie Alley, the 4 times married mother of 4 credited Scientology for getting her off a youthful dependence on drugs. We know this. I've heard her in interviews say that Scientology kept her on the straight and narrow. Have you guys seen these interviews? I've seen a couple. Yeah. I am forever. See, this is where we're at odds with it. So Lisa Marie says, I am forever grateful the technology of Scientology and to Mr. Ron Hubbard, who dedicated his life to helping man and this planet, as well as to the people who gave and dedicated their lives to helping others through Scientology. Now, to me and to you, that's just brainwashing. Yeah? Do we agree? That's just brainwashing. But if you're in Scientology and you're part of it and you're helping the movement, you're going to defend it. So, guys, I'm completely against it. I think it's a cult. I think it's odd. I think it's weird. That's just my opinion. It's an opinion, guys. Right, let's just check your comments. Let's have a look. Cody, it's so true. They all knew the advantages of being important in the circle. How they would have been happy to include his life. Right. If we could go back in time, would it be easy for us to know the truth? But unfortunately, we can't do that. Hi, Random Videos. How are you going? Yes. All we can do is do a bit of research, listen to each other, read each other's comments, go on the different platforms that are trying to defend Elvis. There's loads on Facebook. And just we have to use our own common sense and come up with our own opinions. And then we debate it. However, last spring, when Storm and Grace was released, sharp-eyed fans and new organisations, including The Village, The Voice, BBC News, pointed out that the lyrics to several songs on the album suggested that Presley, who moved to rural England in 2010 with husband Michael Lockwood, her guitarist and musical director, had cut her ties to the church. Okay? As Tracy said, 2010. What I didn't know, because I'm still learning, is that she moved to England with Michael Lockwood. I didn't know that. So I'm learning. And to got more than a hint of Lisa Marie's disillusion with Scientology last May, when I interviewed her over the phone for a short piece for USA Weekend. For 35 years, I'd written about the president. I'd known Lisa Marie to be fiercely independent spirit. Yet, just before our interview, her media team laid down the rules. No questions about religion or politics. But once Lisa Marie really started talking, it sounded a lot like religion and politics to me. These quotes have never been published. Right, let's read them. About moving to England, you said in an article that you weren't there because you weren't living in a wasp nest. Sold everything and I left and just got on a plane and started at ground zero. Okay. I think these are words of Lisa Marie, yeah? Uncovering the facts that I was surrounded by people who were not well intended for one, confidants who were very well intimately and closely involved with me and my life and had been for years. Basically, it was a big sinister situation where there was like kind of intel and covert ops going on and a whole effort to control me that I didn't know about. Lots of people were involved in that in various ways, and I uncovered it, and it was mind-blowing. Well, that's interesting. And I just was done with it. And we know how she speaks. This is how she speaks, isn't it? I just was done with people at that point. It was just too much for me. I have a pretty high tolerance, and I've seen a lot, but I was just not ready for all that. It was like uncovering one by one, people one by one, and then somebody that was holding it all together, and then we get exposed. And then I find out who's behind the person. and that person was no good. And it was pretty much like dominoes. So I just thought, oh my God, is everybody this dishonest and awful? And I really had an obscured view of the world, and I needed to get far away to rediscover people and life and not have a bunch of people around me. You know how that happens in high profile situations where you get so many people around you that they obscure your reality on life and insulate you for their own benefit. And that was what happening. But really, it was a sinister situation. And I'm going to say specifically, but I've given you a pretty good scope. Well, I get that. Let's just check your comments. So agreed that spiteful and controlling, she would leave her to tell them to handle them. Yeah, I believe that it was spiteful act from Priscilla to enroll Lisa into. I do as well. I don't like it. It's one of the things of everything. It's one of the standout things I just should never have happened. And such a life-changing thing. I think did a lot of damage and may have played quite a large part in why Benjamin ended up dying the way that he did. And also, I think did a lot of damage to Lisa Marie as well. Really do. Just an opinion, guys. If Lisa Marie had indeed left the church, she likely now shares her father's view on it. In the early 1970s, the spiritual and ever-searching Elvis looked into Scientology, visiting it. And we know about this story. Elvis visiting it West Coast Center and briefly dating actor Peggy Lipton, a Scientology practitioner, but he ultimately dismissed the philosophy as cultish and money-grabbing. He stayed away from Scientology like it was a cobra. The late Lamar Fike, a member of Elvis's famed group of pals, the Memphis Mafia, said to me in the 1990s he'd shit a brick to see how far Lisa had gotten into it. Yeah, he would. Come on, we know that. If Elvis knew about the whole Scientology thing, he would be fuming. He'd be so angry at Priscilla. It's obvious. The fact that his beautiful daughter that he adored was put into Scientology so to free Priscilla up, so that Priscilla can get on with her boyfriends and career, in our opinion, was wrong and cruel, and Elvis would have gone mad. And for that matter, to see that Priscilla Presley is the one who brought their daughter into Scientology during Lisa Marie's rebellious youth. According to Priscilla biographer Suzanne Finstad, well, we have issues with Suzanne, but because she has called Elvis a paedophile, we're not having it. So Suzanne Finstad, the author of Child Bride, is definitely in my bad books. Those interviews of her in Australia saying that Elvis is a pedo and that his sweet spot was 14-year-old girls infuriates me. But I also understand the use of the book Child Bride to expose Priscilla's alternative personality. That's the good part of Child Bride, the book. But that book also makes Elvis look bad. So I'm not completely happy with the book Child Bride. There's things in that book that upset me and anger me. So anyway, Suzanne Finstad, Priscilla's felt Scientology provided a stability and a sense of belonging, both for herself. Priscilla was nomadic military brat as a child. Come on, we know that there's another story to Priscilla. We know that. As a 13, 14, 15-year-old child, we've been given the impression she was this sweet, innocent virgin. There's more to it, isn't there? There's more to it. Who really knows the truth? I don't think anyone really knows, but we have our opinions. And for Lisa Marie, who told me it was confusing for her to divide her childhood between her very regimented mother in Beverly Hills and with her wildly permissive father in Memphis. Lisa Marie backs away from saying specifically who or what her sons are about. Unfortunately for biographers and the music journalists who scrutinised Lisa, especially for me, as someone who has written for Elvis-themed books. Right, guys, I'm going to have to stop it there. I'm going to take a picture because it's been over an hour. It's been an hour and 15 minutes. I need to get back to the family. We're going to come back and do a part 2 because this is quite interesting. So, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to have to rush off. Sorry, Vibex. I'm going to have to rush off. Vibex, thank you for all your messages. I've been reading all your messages of support. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, Vibex. I'm going to come back on maybe in an hour-ish, and we're going to do part 2. Carry on from there. And we're going to do more of Scientology and more of Lisa Marie Presley. So I think today we're going to have a Lisa Marie Presley day. That is my plan. So that one Lisa, yeah. So thanks, guys. We've had a lovely morning. I've woke up a bit now. I'm a bit more awake now. I've enjoyed my coffee with you guys. We will be back very soon. I'm going to go off, spend some time with the kids, come back. Okay, you take care, guys. We're sending you all love. Anyone watching now, thank you so much. Please subscribe. Please become a member. Please join in with us and have a chat with us. We are here to defend Elvis Presley. We are defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We have Team Elvis are here to help all of us together defend Elvis. That is the thing with our channel, to respectfully defend Elvis against all of the things that have been said about him for over 40 years that are just not true. So we are called Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We are Elvis defenders, taking care of business. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Team Elvis. All the best to you. I have to go, guys. I'll give you a wave. Sending you lots of love.